Okay, we are going to make a French toast. So this is a cream cheese casserole French toast. So if you have extra challah like I do, what we're gonna do is show you what to use to make a decadent breakfast. The first thing you're gonna do is take your challah and cut it into cubes. Now this is a 7 species Tu Bishva challah, so we're just gonna slice it. I'll just show you what the inside looks like. There's a little bit of swirls of fig jam in there, dates and so on. So it already has a bit of sweetness in it, but we're gonna make it very sweet and very decadent as well. All right, so now we're gonna take these and just cut them into cubes. Okay, and once you have a good amount of cubes, you're gonna take your casserole dish. We have our casserole dish here. You're just gonna spray it down and add a first layer of the cubes in. And we're just gonna put this aside. So this is what it looks like. We have our first layer. And just before we do the next step, I'm just gonna cut everything else into cubes so they're ready. So that's all done. We're gonna put this aside too, and then we're gonna go to the next step. Next, we're gonna do the cream cheese portion of the French toast casserole. So we're gonna take 1 package of cream cheese. It's about 227 grams. To add in 2 tablespoons of confectioner sugar. And finally, we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so we're just gonna whip this up. And we're just gonna put little dollops all around the French toast casserole. And I'm gonna save a little bit, so after we do our next layer, I'll put a bit of cream cheese on the top as well. And we're gonna put our next layer of bread on top. This is very decadent. This is good for brunch, Valentine's Day, or a special occasion if you have guests over for the weekend or visiting. If you want to have something special on a Saturday. And now we're going to make the mixture. So with the mixture, we are going to use the same bowl because we're going to be whisking it up 2 to 2 1/4 cups of milk or oat milk or whatever your favorite milk is. That we want to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. We'll just add that in. And then we're gonna do 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're gonna add in 8 eggs. So I'm gonna crack them individually and then add them in to make sure that we don't get eggshell in there or any bad eggs. Okay, so we're gonna whisk all this together. We can use the same whisk we used before because it's all the same ingredients going in the same place. So we will be right back. Now you're just gonna pour your mixture right over everything. Push everything down, like so. Now you can leave this covered up to 3 hours or overnight. The longer you soak it, the more of the liquid will immerse into your bread. Don't use as much bread as I did. I had a big loaf. And I'm gonna cover this and put this in the fridge overnight. So to make this even more decadent, we're gonna put a sweet crumble on top. And so what you're gonna mix together is 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter or earth balance or margarine. And again, bring that to room temperature so you can really mix it all together. So we're gonna put this crumble on tomorrow or in a few hours, right before you bake your casserole. Okay, you're gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees, bake it for 45 to 55 minutes or until it's golden brown. If you want it a little bit softer, do it for 45 minutes. If you want it a little bit crispier, you can do it for 55 minutes. Here is the final product. Look at these bubbles. It's hot off out of the oven. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time.